What is going on, everyone? Thank you for checking out another SGN video where it's all sim all the time. And guys, I would be doing you guys a disservice if I did not make this video. Now, despite what the title says and what you might think I'm leaning with this game in Madden 23, I want you guys to know that despite what we're going to talk about in this video, I still am enjoying the game. It's still the best Madden we've had in over a decade. And I still plan on making a ton of content and having a really fun time with this year's game as much as I can. That being said, these 5 things that we're going to talk about are very important to just your overall experience in the game. And these are things that can't wait till Madden 24 to get fixed. Like, they need to fix these in patches now. They're broken. They're honestly small little things, but they add up to the point where you're just like, you can't handle it. And I want to let you guys know as well, quarterback play is extremely broken, but we're not talking about that on that list because that video, that deserves its own video, all right, with how bad the CPU quarterback play is, and we will get to that at a later point in time. But for now, we're going to talk about 5 things that are broken in Madden 23. Hope you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And yeah, if you do enjoy this kind of content, you enjoy what I put out, man, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Really helps me out. I really appreciate it. I'm streaming a lot of new Madden 23 content on Twitch, so make sure you check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, let's hop into the video. Alright, guys, number 1 on the 5 things that are completely broken right now in Madden 23 is the fatigue / auto sub system. In fact, right now when you play Madden 23, unlike every year in the past for the last, again, 10 years, pre-snap you can look and check your player's fatigue. And in the past we've known this has been an issue, but it still showed their fatigue level. And in fact, they introduced the new battery style fatigue meter, I believe, just last year. That's no longer in the game. Pre-snap, you cannot check and see what any of your players' fatigue is pre-snap. And it leads me to believe that they've actually taken fatigue almost completely out of the game, because on top of you not being able to check and see your players' fatigue, they don't sub out. No matter what you set the auto subs to, even when you jack up fatigue, which is, the slider for it, which is always dangerous because it does impact gameplay, players still do not rotate in and out like they do in real NFL. Now, this is supposed to be a simulation game, at least inside franchise mode. That's the name of the mode we get to pick, simulation. Players rotate in and out. Players get tired. Players get breathers. That is not in Madden 23 as of this video. They definitely need to bring that fatigue meter back. They definitely need to let it so auto subs work, so we can have proper running back rotations, wide receivers subbing in and out. Defensive linemen have their rotations. We need this in the game. So that is number 1 on the list of 5 things that are currently broken in Madden 23. Number 2 are penalties, and this seems to be a recurring thing ever since Madden 16, which was the last year we actually had working penalties. Penalties are non-existent in the game this year, even less than they were last year. You can jack them up to 100 in the main menu. You can jack them up to 95, 99 inside franchise mode, and you will still hardly get any penalties whatsoever, even though the game does tell you that at the 50 default, penalties are called at an NFL rate. However, the only penalty that seems to really be impacted by a slider adjustment is the roughing the quarterback, which if you just move it up to even 51, you will get 10 a game. It's extremely sensitive. I wish all the sliders would work like that. However, holding, false start, offsides, DPI, these are all very rare and almost do not occur at all for the most part. And so yet again, we're another year with no penalties, even with a slider. It's like, yeah, some people might not like slider penalties, but like, that's the whole point of having a slider. If people don't want the penalties, let them turn it down. If people want the penalties, turn that bitch up. But they don't even give us that control. Number 3, this one's really frustrating. That's instant replay. So instant replay, it's not a consistent issue, but it does rear its ugly head from time to time, and it always seems to rear its ugly head when you least want it to. And that's every now and then when you go in to do an instant replay, you are not allowed to view that replay. You get to just see the very last tail end moments of the previous play. It's not a consistent thing, but it does happen plenty during a game. If you were to play a game and go in and just break down every single play, you would notice that about 25 to 30% of the time you could not view that replay. We're on a PlayStation 5. We're on next-gen consoles, guys. We can't have this issue with the replay system. This needs to get fixed because people do like to look at replays and break down what they see and relive big plays or whatever you want to call it. But we need the instant replay working. Another issue. This has been an issue for a while now, and you know I really thought that maybe get this fixed because we're on next gen, but apparently, even though every other sports game allows you to do it, EA's like, nah fam, we ain't giving you that. And that's save games. So not just save games, but how you reload in a save game. So EA does give us a save game method in Madden 23 where you can actually press the start button and go in and choose to save your game, but you actually have to just close your console out and it'll automatically save your game. However, when you reload back in, it's going to be completely different. If you were playing before and it was a rain game, you might reload back in and it's sunny outside. If you were using alternate jerseys or a different jersey setup than what their default away and home are, you'll load back in with those default jerseys. If you're using a custom playbook, guess what? Not when you load back in. Everything about the game will have changed as far as uniforms, weather, playbooks, everything other than the score and the stats. That's unacceptable. All right, when MLB The Show gives us save games, we load back in with the same weather, same uniforms. 2K is the same way, although weather obviously doesn't matter with 2K, but we get the same jerseys, same everything brought back in when we do a save game. This is a big one. And it's been like this for years now, but there's no excuses on next gen. There just simply isn't. Do save games properly. Fix them. Last but not least is NFL Live Playbooks. So even if you have NFL Live Playbooks turned on in the main menu, when you are in a franchise game mode, or even when you play in Play Now, did you know that if you don't actually go in and select your playbook, it will default to Cliff Kingsbury automatically, and you actually have to turn NFL Playbooks off, even though it's on, then back on for it to adjust to your correct team and playbook. If you don't believe it, I got a clip for you. This is absolutely absurd that this is a thing right now, that NFL Live Playbooks don't even work properly. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Otherwise, that's it for me. Peace.